Well, good afternoon. In a period of less than 5 years, I had the opportunity to go through 2 executive programs. One in 2011, it was an in-company executive program that was organized by the London Business School. By the way, I work in Zurich Insurance, big multinational group. So in that program that happened in 2011, as I say, we were a group of about 25 people, high execs from my company from all around the world. And the second program I went through was an external program, a regular AMP, Advanced Management Program, also international, organized by IESE, and it happened here in Barcelona. And the attendees, we were a group of 20 plus people from all over the world. Approximately 70% of them high execs in big organizations, most of them multinationals as well, and the remaining 30% CEOs and owners of their own businesses. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about my takeaways from these programs and differences between the two. I'm going to group or organize my takeaways in 2 dimensions. The first being wide meaning new concepts, new ideas, or new ways to apply concepts and ideas. And the other, depth meaning having a deeper understanding of something that you already knew, or just refreshing some concepts that over time became rusty. Okay, let me start with the shortest. Let me start with depth. It's so short that I have almost nothing to say. I didn't gain any depth in any of the 2 programs at all. It's fair to say that many of my mates, not coming with a financial, educational background, well, they valued quite much the learnings they got in finance, economy, etc. But I'm an economist. I'm now the chief operating officer in my company, but before that I was CFO for 10 years. So in my case, I didn't gain any deeper understanding on anything that I already knew. But in terms of wide, the picture looks completely different. Both programs were enriching me a lot in new concepts, new ideas, and mostly in new ways to apply concepts and ideas. And just let me give you some examples of that. Technology, advanced analytics, big data, well, you don't need to go through an executive program to know that this is changing the world as we know it, okay? But how is this affecting your business model? How is this affecting your company? What do you need to know to organize the change that needs to happen in your own case to survive and to succeed in this new environment? Okay, this was very, very useful. Both programs were very useful in that respect. Now, as I was telling you, I'm now the COO. I have to deal with technology, and knowing what is happening and how this is affecting me is crucial. Second example. Startups, venture capital, etc., etc., etc. Again, in my job, I have to deal with startups, and investing in a startup, or having a startup as a partner, it's an opportunity, but it can be dangerous as well. Okay, because many of the startups just not survive over time. And understanding what makes them fail, what makes them survive, what makes them succeed is crucial when you are associating with one of them or working with one of them as one of your important providers. Another example. You are probably aware that when things are done repeatedly, they become part of your mindset, and this is precluding change. But being aware is not enough. Understanding how this is happening and thinking on how to preclude it is very, very important. In my job, all the project management in the company is part of my job, And making change happen is one of my best tasks, my most necessary tasks, one of my most important obligations. So all my project managers know that they have to unlearn everything about how things are done before they start designing a new process. And this is something that I learned in my executive education as well. Demographics, socioeconomics, this seems something that is, well, nice as a cultural input, but it seems not important in practice for business, right? Well, wrong. Just think about making an investment decision with a long payback period that implies choosing a customer segment in which you bet. Understanding these trends is very, very important. Okay? And last, another example, very, very simple, the importance of empathy in a negotiation process. Well, before my executive education, I must admit that I very, very seldom thought of what are the objectives, but thinking explicitly about the objectives of the other party in the negotiation. I very seldom did that. And this is very important, and I learned also in my executive education. Okay? So differences between the two programs in terms of why. Well, they were very, very different. And I must say that the winner in this competition was the external program, and mainly because of 3 reasons. The first reason is that it was longer. It was 4 weeks compared to 2 weeks of the other. And that meant that there were some subjects that were complementing each other. So for example, entrepreneurship and competitive advantage. Well, that was crucial in understanding what happens, what the different phases of a startup are, and why some of them succeed and others not, okay? The second is the audience, discussing cases with someone of your same culture has nothing to do with discussing things with people that are coming from a variety of cultures and environments. And the third one is networking. Having an alumni association with all the organization around it really makes a difference because the benefits are more prolonged over time. So, in conclusion, investment, according to my experience, investing in executive education is productive. Executive education is a wide world, not deep. And third, I would recommend you promiscuity instead of endogamy when talking about executive education. Thank you very much.